This is the hiking path so far. And this is how it continues. So it's not easy to get up here, but I will try. This is the view so far. According to Google Maps, it's about a half an hour climb or hiking path. Usually I'm faster than what Google says, but this one is quite steep and technical, and ever so often there's big bamboo trunks laying in the path. This section is quite okay, no bamboo at the moment, but as you can see it's very steep and hardly a path, so it's more almost climbing than hiking at the moment. But yeah, I think the view will be rewarding. This is the path. I need to push through all this. Wish me luck. Almost at the summit, and the view is just fantastic. Endless mountains and the valley below us. I've made it. This is the view from the peak of Lanei mountain. There's some kind of telecommunication shack here. There's also an antenna on top. And I'm standing on some kind of platform or house next to the main building and the antenna. This is the view to Bắc Sơn Valley and city. I think this is the larger part of the city. And over here, I don't know if it's the same town or it's a different town, but my homestay where I stayed overnight was somewhere around there. It's a little bit hazy, but all things considered, I think the view from here is fantastic. Oh, and by the way, this is how I look like after the hike. The shower from about an hour ago was all for nothing. I'm now drenched in sweat, but it's been worth it. Yeah, so this is what I have to deal with. In general, going down is easier than going up. And so far I only slipped twice, but was able to catch myself, so nothing happened. By the way, if you ever want to know how to operate a semi-automatic bike, I will quickly show it to you. So here on the left hand side you have the place where you rest your foot during normal driving, and you use this lever here to put it up in higher gear. So now it is in neutral. If I press this, it is in first gear. And if I would press it again, it goes to second, third, fourth. And now if I press this button, this lever here, it goes back to neutral. On the left handle, you have lights, normal light, full light. This is your indicator, left, right. So cancel, horn, very important. And this is to start the engine in a very cold environment. You can give it a bit more fuel if you want, but so far I never used this one. And on the other side, you again have this footrest to keep your foot while driving. This is your rear brake. This here would be your kickstart if you ever need it, but normally you don't, because over here you have your push start button. This is to turn the lights off or on. This is over here is just full beam. And here's your throttle, so if you turn this, you accelerate. And this is your front brake. And to start it, you simply turn the key. It's best to make sure, its indicator is running because I played with it. It's best to make sure it's in neutral when you start it. You can start it in gear, but yeah, if you give some throttle it will go, so be careful. And then I give it a little throttle and you press the button. So Now it is in neutral and it will just wait. You can also put it in first gear or second gear, no problem. It will just wait here. It only moves now if you really accelerate. And usually I just take off in second gear in the city because first gear is only for mountains and you need to switch to second gear so quickly. So yeah, first gear is only for mountains and stuff. But maybe also for here because this path is really narrow and yeah, windy. So yeah, this is how you operate a semi-automatic bike. Do you want an off-road motorbike? No, I'll take a normal one. I'll be driving on the road. Well, this technically is on the road. And you're making good progress if you drive 20 kilometers per hour around this. Because, my god, there's just potholes everywhere. Due to the typhoon, you see landslides like this fairly often. These aren't covering the whole street, sometimes they are, and then they usually make some kind of roundabout way to pass them. So far I showed you the things I like and enjoy about Vietnam, but with any trip there eventually arises some problems, and so I quickly share those with you. A couple days ago I lost my motorbike keys. Fortunately though, I was able to find them again. And just today I dropped my phone while driving the motorbike and noticed it immediately and was able to find it again. I also have some mosquito bites on my legs despite paying attention about mosquitoes and sleeping under mosquito net. But yeah, these things happen. But today the most serious accident of all happened. Well, there are many animals on the street or next to the street in Vietnam, and I always drive very slowly and carefully around them. But today I was entering a city and I was minding the city limits, so I was driving 40 or less. I would say maybe 35 kilometers per hour. And there was this house, and the house had a big wall all around it, and the wall came up right to the street with just an entrance for a car. And when I drive past this entrance, 2 dogs run out of this entrance. And yeah, the wall to the street was only maybe like a meter or 2. One of the dogs turns away, but the other one keeps running right in front of my bike. And while I brake immediately, I still hit the dog. The dog glances off the bike, but I fall on the street, and as I fall I think this is it. The street will grate me like a cheese grater because I'm not wearing any protective clothes except the helmet. Well, fortunately my injuries are only very minimal. You know, I have like some scratches on the elbow, a little bit on the hand, my hip is a bit bruised, but other than that I'm fine. I was also able to go to a pharmacy immediately, get some patches and disinfectant. So there's that. The dog is also fine, I guess, because he ran away yelping, but yeah, I didn't drive over him, he just glanced off the front wheel. So yeah, I think all in all is well. The bike only had minimal damage. You know, the handlebar was misaligned, the rear mirror was loose, and the footrest was bent. I went to a mechanic shop at like 5 p.m. and asked them how long they're open. They said another hour or 2, and asked if they could still fix it today. So the guy said, yeah, no problem, will be a half an hour. So I sit there and he fixes everything in like 5 minutes or so. And then he didn't even want some money. So I asked him again, you know, please take some money. And he refused. So that's amazing. Probably the highlight of the day after the accident. So yeah, those are the things that happen. I've observed some other accidents as well. You know, people fall over with their motorbike, usually during very low speed. So nothing serious so far. Hope it stays this way.